From BS and Beer Media, it's Top of the Bleachers with Jason and Tucker.
Handoff, Smith coming right, trying to outrun the coverage, makes a cut, gets it. Oh, he's still going all the way. He's going to score. He's got the ball.
Let's see what the guys are talking about today.
Yo, I'm a little raspy today, bro. Welcome in to Top of the Bleachers. It is January the 22nd. We're live, and today is Wingin Wednesday, man. We are just talking about whatever the frick we want to talk about. I got some slides to go through, but we just chilling today. So what's up with you? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, man. It was a good day today. Sorry, my dog is barking at everything that walks by the house right now. He's been sick the last couple of weeks, and he has started feeling better. And since he started feeling better, he will not shut up. It's like he barks at everything. I think I liked it better when he was sick.
You got to make up for lost time, I guess.
I guess so. I don't know. It's a good day today, man. Still kind of cold, but bearable. It's bearable cold. I heard Louisiana got like some snow. Alabama got some snow. Florida got some snow. We got some rednecks freaking out down there, don't we?
Yes, they do. Yes, I was getting pictures yesterday from Red and Zane, and Red was like, we got about 2 inches and it ain't stopped yet. And then about 30 minutes later, I get another text that says, we're snowed in. We can't go nowhere. I was like, what? 2 inches? Ain't you got 4-wheel drive? Come on, man. Get out there and have some fun. And then later he sent me a picture of them out playing around in it. And then this earlier today he sent one out. They got about 11 inches right there.
Oh, wow.
So he had the tape measure up showing it, and so yeah, they don't know what to do down there. They're freaking out. And then I saw Florida. There was a Pensacola, Florida. It's freaking snowing.
We had a guy we called Big Jim. Big Jim transferred to Florida to retire. He had to work like 5 more years and then he would retire. So he was going to go retire in Florida, and he found a transfer in the post office and went to Florida. And he sent a picture of him driving through the snow, like through his windshield and his windshield wipers. He's like, I moved down here to get away from this crap.
No kidding. That's crazy. Snowing in Florida, man.
Snowing in Florida. Signs of the apocalypse right there.
Something.
Yeah.
Basketball today. Let me see. I gotta share some stuff here. I'm not prepared, bro. I'm not prepared at all.
That's okay. I got a question for you, man.
All right.
Greatest coach to never win a championship, college or NBA? Greatest coach to never win a championship.
Jeez, that's a tough question. I can't think of a great coach that didn't win it. If you don't win it, you ain't really considered a great coach, are you?
I don't know. Who was the guy from Georgetown forever? Had Patrick Ewing and them ended up John Thompson. He never won one, did he?
Yeah, they won one.
Did they? Georgetown won one?
I think so. Pretty sure. Because
I know they got there one year as the favorite and ended up getting knocked out.
Let me look this up. Because I remember him having the towel over his shoulder.
Yeah, but he always had the towel over his shoulder.
Let's see, 19. Let's see here. Hang on. Won the championship in 84.
84. Okay. All right.
Yeah. I knew it was. I thought it did.
Well, I'm running through the list in my head, and I was sitting here thinking, like, we always talk about like the greatest players that never played a championship. So who would you
Yeah.
consider like the greatest coach to never win a championship? I guess it could be in football, basketball.
It's hard because, like I said, you're not really considered a great coach if you don't win one. It's kind of like who'd you have in mind? Who'd you say?
I was thinking of John Thompson is who I was thinking of. I didn't think he had won one. I mean, Mark Pope has never won one, and he's considered a good coach.
How about Mark Levy?
Levy, is he the
Buffalo Bills head coach?
Oh, but he might have won one somewhere else, just not as a head coach. You'd have to. But that's it. That is a good one, Marv Levy. I forgot about him. What about Schottenheimer? Schottenheimer never won one.
Didn't he get one?
No, he got close a couple times. That was like the knock on him that he couldn't win the big one.
I thought he did. Well, I know he won one as an assistant and stuff because he was like with the Redskins, I think, when they won one. But as a head coach, I don't know. That's crazy. Anyway, I found slides here, so they make this a little bit bigger.
What about Marino's head coach? Who is the big head coach in Miami?
That was Don Shula. Yeah, he won one. They had
was he there? Was he there the entire time that Marino was there?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Didn't believe in the run game, apparently.
Not a big deal until no. Well, that's not true because he did, because he had Larry Zonka and the other guy that they pound the ball,
Well, they got away from it. That's for sure.
They went undefeated. Well, when Dan Marino comes along, you think, well, maybe I'll throw the ball a little bit.
I do think you ought to throw the ball a little bit more, but that don't mean that you just, don't run the ball at all. You know what I mean? If Marino ever had a running back like an Emmett or Walker or somebody like that, man, he'd have been unstoppable.
Let's see. Who's the next one to come along here? Here's the way too early top 10 QBs in college football next season. Some familiar names on here. I thought that Dylan Raiola kid, I thought he transferred out of Nebraska. Maybe he didn't. Okay. And then all these guys here, Arch, going to get his shot next year probably. Supposed to, if he didn't transfer, which he probably won't.
I think it's kind of upsetting that Taylor's not on this list. Come on, man. Taylor's going to have a great year.
I thought that too, but
he was up at the top of the SEC in a lot of the categories, man. Just not wins.
Well, it may be because of this. Our records versus opponents next year. Guess who's number one? Out of all of our opponents, their record this year was 106-53. That's what that means. This is from our buddy SEC Mike, by the way. Shout out to them guys. So our schedule is going to be pretty hard.
Wait. So the opponent, this is how the opponent did against us.
No. Like you take all of our opponents for next year. Okay. Their record this year, if you total them all up, their records were 106-53.
Well, that's not too bad.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's the worst in the SEC, or the best in the SEC, or worst, however you want to look at it. So basically, our schedule is going to be tougher than anybody else's. Our schedule has the teams that won the most this year on it. That's what that means, as far as Arkansas goes. And then Mississippi State's in no better shape. They're right there with us. Kentucky too, man. We got to play all the hard teams. What the heck? Look at Tennessee and Ole Miss and Alabama down there in Missouri.
Oh, okay. So now I get it. So this is
weak schedules.
This is everybody we're going to face, their record combined.
Yes. That's what it
Okay,
said.
and now I get this. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
We always end up getting the shaft somehow.
Yeah. I thought that this, it is what it is, man. We don't, why does Missouri get away with this every year? These weak schedules, man. Tennessee,
Look,
Texas.
it's because
I mean,
they're an afterthought.
these
Like,
are the
oh,
good teams. These are, you know what I mean? These are supposed to be the good teams, and they get the weak schedule. That's such rigged shit. I mean,
yeah.
come on.
But isn't that one of the advantages of being a good team? Is usually like
Is that what they do?
it seems like it. Like look at Kansas City's road to the playoffs
Well,
compared
that's some
to
horse. That is
Buffalo's or
that sucks.
yeah.
It's like
I'm-
you don't get the number one pick. You know, give me a break here. I got give us the easy schedule. You know what I mean? Not the hardest one.
That's what I was saying the other day. I was saying there ought to be some sort of draft lottery or something for the team that's the worst. Like we ought to get like your best player. We should get like the number one
That would be cool.
best player or something like that.
That would be cool if they drafted out of the portal. That would be cool.
That would be cool. That's an interesting idea, actually.
That is really cool, actually.
And you could sell it as you were getting the kids ready for the NFL draft.
And it would help even out everything too. That way, those freaking one team couldn't get the 20 best players.
But you'd have to have like,
it's pretty spread out evenly. But
all right, let's say you do that, and you got the number one pick in the transfer portal. Okay. All right. But you don't have the money to pay what the kid wants that's coming to your school. What do you do then?
That's true. You have a salary cap by then.
You trade down to Alabama.
You'd have to have smaller. You'd have to have a smaller teams. Like they'd have to be like, say, okay, we're one conference now. There's 50 of us or 70 of us or something like that. They'd have to do it like that. They couldn't do a draft with 350 schools. I mean, that's ridiculous. School the blind over here going to try and get the 5-star number one pick. I mean, come on. I mean, that's not going to happen. But if you had like the tops, out of you combine the SEC and the Big 10 and the ACC and the Big 12, you combine them all in one big conference, and then you have a salary cap, and then you have a draft, and you out of the transfer portal, and that'd be awesome. It'd be great.
Yeah, we already have that. It's called the NFL.
I know.
Also, like if you pick first, right? It's going to be like pick number 71 before you get to pick again.
It's true. This is true, but there's a lot of kids.
And are we going to have trades? You're going to be able to trade picks with people for certain concessions or something like that?
Wow. See, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't know if this is a good idea or not.
Hey, you rushed our field and tore down our goalposts, so you owe us a pick, sort of thing.
I don't know. I don't think you should be able to trade them.
Trade you picks?
I don't think you should be able to. You got to keep the ones you got.
Well, what if you're stacked up, though, and you don't need anything, and you can get picks for later picks? Like, give me a pick in 2026, or something like that.
Well, you must be pretty good. You better get another good player to be better than the one you got.
You couldn't trade players either because they still got to go to class and everything. So you can't like be moving them and trading them in the middle of class sessions and stuff.
No, but at some point, you know what I mean? You hear them say, "Oh, we know it's a business and stuff." Like, do you really know that yet? Because right now you're the one winning. You know what I mean?
Really.
You're not on the other end of it just yet. So you may not like it when there's actually some rules to what you're doing. I'd like it right now too if I was the one in control. That's not going to always be this way. I mean, surely it's not going to be this way forever.
Well, I don't think that, and I call them kids because they are still kids. I mean, I realize they could go to jail, fight for their country and all that, but mentally, these are still young people. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure young people think about, hey, I'm paving the way for the people behind me. I better not screw this up. Like that's
Yeah.
not their way of thinking. Their way of thinking is I better get mine now. I need to get mine. You know,
Mhm.
got to get my paper so I can get my drip on and all that. It's just they're caught up in. It's hard to sell them on a bigger picture. You
Yep.
know,
Yep.
it's like
Uh,
I've always been amazed at coaches that could bring a team together because you're talking about, and now you've involved money, but you're talking about 9, 10, 18, 19-year-olds that you got to get to play together, and you got 10 or 11 different egos, different, it just, I've always been amazed at coaches that could pull a team together.
yeah, for sure.
What about
All right.
What about Rick Carlisle?
Rick Carlisle. Didn't they win one? Didn't he win one with Dallas or something?
Was he the coach at Dallas when they won one?
I feel like it, but with Dirk,
I don't know. I'd be lying to you.
I don't know. Speaking of the NBA, I had some scores from last night. My Magic went down to freaking Toronto, bro. And they were up on this game too. I turned it on and it was like second quarter. They were up like 13 or something. I was like, all right, let's go, boys. This is one you should win. This is the one this is one of those games you should win. What do they do? Crap down their leg. Lose by freaking 16. Come on, man.
On AB's birthday and everything, man. That's terrible.
Oh, that's horrible. Of course, I didn't see him play. I don't know if he played or not, but
Well, they probably give you the birthday off in the NBA.
yeah, probably, I don't know. But anyway, there's some scores from last night. And then tonight we got some games. Let's see, are there any good ones on here? Minnesota, Dallas. I think Luka's still out, I believe. Cleveland, Houston might be all right. Golden State and Sacramento. That's usually a pretty tough game.
Boston and the Clippers play.
Yep. And then what else we got here? Let's see. We had some SEC men's basketball from last night. Here's some scores. Alabama beats Vanderbilt. Tennessee beat Mississippi State.
Pretty much everybody handled business at home.
Yeah, Texas. They got a win, bro. They beat Missouri.
The league is so crazy, dude. So crazy.
It is crazy, bro. So that leads to today, right? Hogs play today at 8:00, man.
Yeah, big news today.
Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia Bulldogs coming in. Yeah, big news. Well, actually, I missed it, but this was last night. Rothstein put this out last night. Sources. Arkansas freshman Boogie Flam missed the remainder of the 24-25 season due to a hand injury. I see him catching some flack, man. This one, I don't follow this podcast because every time I watch it, they piss me off because they're I don't know what they are. They're something else. But they immediately, this is he supposedly got hurt at Florida, supposedly.
Okay.
So he played the last couple of games, right? Before they shut him down. And we don't know what it is. We don't know if it's broken or what, but he's been playing, right? Well, these guys are like, oh, what a scam. He's been playing, and now he's just quit. He's just taking his bag and going home. And, I mean, just dogging him hard, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know that for sure, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know. It's not like you're the freaking athletic trainer down there at the U of A and you know exactly what his injury is and you don't know shit. Shut up. You know? Like, stop saying that crap. What you don't know. It could be true. Could be true. It could just be all up there getting their money and laughing along the way about it. But I don't think you just jump to that conclusion first.
Well, I think it's a pretty ignorant thing to say because I've watched the kid play basketball, and I don't think that I don't think you can question his competitiveness. I don't. I don't think he's just gonna, you know,
Yeah.
I don't think he's just gonna shut things down because they're not
Mhm.
winning. Okay.
But it's
I mean,
really ticked me off.
I mean, honestly, if anything, okay, let's say that it is true. All right, let's say Boogie don't want to play no more, and he's pulling the Nick Smith card. Okay, Nick Smith Jr.
Yeah.
didn't want to play. Well, if I was Boogie, I would take a good look at where Nick Smith ended up going in the draft and the fact that he had to go to the G League and all that stuff. So unless he's just wanting to pack it in and jump in the transfer portal and go somewhere else, well then I guess more power to him. I don't want a kid that don't want to play for me. If this is the reason, it don't matter if this is true or not, pretty much from my perspective. If it's true, I hope he gets the medical help. I hope he gets recovered, and I hope to see him in an Arkansas uniform again. If it's not true and he's shutting it down and he's playing sick, then I don't want him playing on my team anyway. So it don't really matter to me as a fan one way or the other.
Yeah. Got you.
It's actually one of the saddest parts about sports is that when you do get injured, you're insignificant to the fans. They don't even think about you anymore. And if you don't think it's true, watch the WWE sometimes. Like you'll have somebody get injured and they'll disappear for 3 months and then they'll come back and have a return and they'll get this big, huge pop and the crowd will go real crazy. It's because they've forgotten about that dude. They haven't seen him in 3 months. They thought that dude had moved on to another company or something like that.
Well, it's not good for Arkansas, I don't think, because you can't just replace like your top scorer or one of your top scorers on an offense that already looks like crap.
Okay, just
Yeah.
just posing a little what if here. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
What if it turns out that the ball was sticking with Boogie and wasn't getting moved the way that it should have been moved? And
That's hard to say because he
now it
gets
will.
6 assists a game, number second in the
But
SEC.
I've heard you say before that you thought he was a ball hog. You thought that he doesn't pass enough.
Sometimes.
He thinks about himself too much. Okay, that changes now. He's not on your team anymore.
I know.
And yes, you got to replace his scoring, which if the dude named Nelly would just show up to the ball game, I think he could do that. And you're going to see a lot more sets for Nelly now. You're going to see a lot more sets for RJ. You're going to see a lot more sets for Brazil and them, DJ. So you better get ready. It's next man up.
Yeah, I mean, you ain't got no choice. Nelly don't have a choice now. He's going to play 30-something minutes a game. I mean, they have bro, this is such a crap show, bro. They've got 2 guards. I mean, they're saying Billy's going to play point guard some.
Richmond?
Yes.
I like Billy Richmond at the point guard. He is a pusher.
Billy's
biggest problem is that he is overzealous. Like there's no way you're going to keep Billy out of foul trouble.
He's going to turn it over. That was the thing.
Oh yeah, he's definitely going to turn it over. Yeah.
There could be some exciting plays in there. I agree.
I feel like Billy, just when his energy and everything when he gets on the floor and everything, I feel like Billy is just like 2 steps away from just turning it on and the light bulb coming on and just everything coming together. But it's like, and he shows flashes of it. He'll have like 2 plays in a row where he does like outstanding hustle and, a great move to the rack or something like that. But then he'll give up a layup and throw the ball out of bounds the next 2 plays. It's like, Billy, what are you doing to me, Billy?
We just don't have. I mean, DJ is going to have to play point guard, and we don't have a backup point guard. I mean, Billy's our backup point guard. He's a wing.
This is one of the reasons. This is,
I guess it don't matter.
This is one of the bad sides to the transfer portal, because in the past, when you had a season like this, you could start talking about, well, we're going to have so and so coming back. We're going to have so and so coming back. We're going to, yeah, we are, because we are the youngest team. I think I heard that we're the youngest team in the nation, but I think we're the youngest team in the SEC. So,
Yeah.
I mean, before you could talk about all these kids are going to come back and you're just going to build on build onto it and everything. But you can't even say that with the transfer portal, because at the end of the season, all you have left might be Trev and Brazil again,
Yeah, man. Just it's like getting kicked while you're down. You know what I mean? It's like everything's already kind of going crappy, and then oh yeah, by the way, one of your best players, yeah, he's done for the year. It's like, man, we can't catch a break. You know what I mean?
Well, man, you can't expect a rainbow without some rain. Okay.
Okay, wise man.
So we're just, in 1994, we won a national championship. All right. In basketball, only championship we've won since I've been, I guess we won a couple in the 80s, but they were more like a voted on kind of thing. And one of them we tied with Alabama, and they gave it to Alabama. So I'm hoping that by the time I die, I get to see another national championship. I would love, now, if you gave me one sport to do that in, I would love for it to be in football. I think it's probably most probable in baseball, but I think with Cal as our coach, if the fans don't get stupid and try to run him out on a rail or something, I think he could probably get us one somewhere down the line. So
I don't know, man.
I think the only questionable sport up there right now is football.
Yeah. Football's. Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Football is going to stay the same that it is right now until we have some big dude step up and say, okay, I'm tired of having a crappy football team. I'm going to pay the money for us not to have a crappy football team. And I don't know if Arkansas has those people.
I think it's going to take some big name coach like Coach Cal did for the basketball team before somebody says, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'll pay that guy. I'll pay him. Yeah, how much money do you need?"
I think we have a guy that could actually put our program over the top, and he's not a coach. He is an alumni, and all he'd have to do is open up his checkbook. And I've been a fan of the Cowboys for I don't know how long. This man owes me so much that he really ought to just buy us a team. I mean, he's got the money to do it. He should go buy us a team.
Yeah, I mean, $20 million. That's nothing to him, right?
20. We're talking Jerry. We need $40 million from Jerry. We need $40 million to get the team we need to win a national championship.
I saw somewhere where Michigan was going to spend 80, so we need 80.
80. We need 100 then, because 10 needs to go to our coach. Okay, we need 10 going to our coach, and I'm not talking about Pittman.
How can we steal Kirby away?
I don't want. I would probably take Kirby. I would take
Kirby. I'd take Kirby. Heck yeah. He's saving to come back next year.
Yeah, that would be something. Jerry pay enough money, bring Saban out of retirement. That'd be fun, man.
Or maybe Jerry was talking to Dion the other day because he wasn't about the Cowboys job, but it was about, hey, maybe I'll coach Arkansas. If you go coach down there, I'll give you some money.
Yeah.
Never know.
I don't know, but we do both agree that it needs to be Jerry Jones. Needs to be Jerry Jones.
I mean, he's a billionaire.
Got to be the richest alumni I know of. There might be a richer alumni from the University of Arkansas, but he is not as well known as Jerry Jones is.
Yeah.
So,
I would agree with that.
So if that guy's listening, we'll take your money too. All right, we'll take 200 million. We'll buy a professional team.
Well, if we ever win the lotto, we could probably buy a team for a year or something, maybe.
Yeah.
Depending on how much we win.
Hey, now that we're doing NIL, I had this question the other day. So now that we're doing NIL, and it doesn't matter if you have an agent or not. Does that mean like some of these kids that went from high school to the NBA could play in the NBA for a while and then decide to go to college and get some NIL money?
I don't think so. You mean go straight from high school to the NBA?
Yeah, we've had a couple of kids go straight from, I think the first one was.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore. Yeah, you can't do that anymore.
We looked up a kid that had done it.
No, you have to either go to college or you have to go pro at like there's a couple different
European level or something.
It was a European, but there's an Australian one or something that seems like there's one in Australia.
My question remains the same. So let's say you go to Europe, get your start, you make the G League, and then you play in the NBA, and let's say you have a 10-year career in the NBA, and then nobody wants you anymore, but you're still pretty decent. Could you go back to college and make some NIL money now?
I don't think so. I have no idea.
That would be sweet if you could get like retired NBA players to come play for your university.
Boy, yeah, that'd be insane. Kevin Garnett show up and be like, "Yeah, I got 4 years left, bro.
I got 4 years and no knees at all."
Shoot, some of them would probably retire from the NBA and come back to college right now if they could. I bet.
Yeah, I bet you they would.
So anyway,
I bet you old Leitner's wishing they had this kind of crap around when he was in college.
Yeah, there's a couple other games tonight too. Florida and South Carolina, and A&M and Ole Miss play tonight too. But and look, I hate it when they do this right here. Look at this. This game comes on at 6.
Yeah.
This game comes on at 8. I already know they're gonna miss the beginning of this game because they don't give more than 2 hours. It takes longer than 2 hours. Why do they do this?
What I hate, so they can show them back to back and not have to fill that time with something else.
You pissed everybody off who watches the second game.
What I hate is they say, okay, it's now streaming on the app, and you go to the app and you hit the button and it says your game doesn't start until such and such time. It's like, it's 10 minutes past start such and such time. Why I hadn't hit my app yet? Like, don't tell me it's on the app, and then when I go to the app, it ain't freaking there. That pisses me off.
I know. Or they'll be like, it's on ESPN News. You go over to ESPN News and you're watching it, and then they never tell you they're switching back to the other channel. Next thing you know, you're watching Law and Order for about 10 minutes. Like, what am I watching this for? What is this a commercial? No, it's ain't a commercial.
It's usually like women's volleyball comes on, and it's like, why was I watching women's volleyball? Yeah. Oh, I won. Where'd the ball game go?
Like, what? They switched it back and didn't tell me. It's like, why? At least okay, we're going back to the other channel now. They just cut to commercial and come up on the other channel. They don't tell nobody. It's like,
yeah, it's we should have called this "What Pisses Me Off" Wednesday. That's what we should have called
it. Well, here's some good news. This is what everybody else is talking about, because since Arkansas sucks right now this year, everybody's hanging on hope for next year. And these two guys are going to be a big part of that if that's going to happen. So,
well,
I hope he actually fills out a freaking roster next year. Hopefully.
Yeah, I think if Cal is regretting one decision, it's not going out and getting 15 guys. I mean, he's been hurt all year long. He's had one guy out all year long, and now you got a guy that's probably out for the season. I'd be interested to see.
Yep.
I'd be interested to see if the Hogs go on a little winning streak, and let's say they get back to 500 before the end of the season. I'd be interested to see if old Boogie pulls a Nick Smith, and all of a sudden he thinks he can play a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was wondering if we're going to see him in a cast or
I don't know, man. I saw him dancing on TikTok or something like that, and they had something about, after you check cash that NIL check and you don't want to play no more or something like that. I was like, why don't y'all leave the kid alone? Just leave the kid alone. You know?
What? Man, that's so rude. People are so ruthless.
They talk about stuff that they have no idea about. And sadly, social media has made it to where they're hoping they can say something that'll get them to go viral. You know, they'll get famous off of it for something stupid that they said.
Yeah.
I can't stand people who own white cars. I think people who own white cars are got to be some of the dumbest people in the world.
Wow.
I mean, it's stuff like that though, you know. And then they send it to their buddy who owns a white car, and his buddy watches it and goes, "Oh, I can't believe it."
Have you seen these videos of these people where they're like, you can't record me?
Oh yeah.
You've seen these videos? Like this guy's standing on a public sidewalk. You're walking on the sidewalk, and he's got his camera on his phone or whatever. These two people walk up to him and call the cops on him. So, you can't be out here. What are you doing? You gotta get out of here right now. Get the F out of here. He said, What do you mean? It's just a public place. You can't tell me to get out of here. Well, you're recording me. You can't be recording me without my permission. We're in public.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Okay. And then the cops show up and tell them the same thing. And I've seen a couple of videos like that. It's the same thing happens every time. The cops show up and they're like, yeah, this is a public place. They just say the same thing, you know. It's like, and they're always wrong, but they're like, I don't understand where did this come from? Where did this, you can't record me. Why is that a thing now? Like,
I didn't know it was a thing. I mean, I thought the whole purpose of our society today was to record everything. Like the cops even have cameras on them, and you know, there's a camera on every street corner, and we live in a society where if a car catches fire, somebody pulls out their phone and records the fire. They don't try to help the guy inside the car; they just record the fire. So, I don't know. I think people are oversensitive, and there are a lot of people that think that they know what their rights are, but they don't. You know,
that might be it.
You have 10 rights. They're in the Bill of Rights. Those are the 10 rights you have. When somebody says, "I have the right to drink water," no, you don't. You don't have the right to that. That's not in the bill of. You know, that's not in the.
Yeah.
They don't know what their rights are. And my favorite one is when cops pull up to the window and they tell them, "I'm a sovereign citizen." Have you seen these?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look those up. Those are hilarious.
I'm a sovereign citizen.
Yeah, there's also a good one of a cop, and I'm pretty sure it's staged, but he pulls up and the guy asks for the guy's ID, and the guy hands him a cat collar. He says, "What's this?" He says, "Well, I identify as a cat. That's my ID." And the cop's like, "Okay, well, you're either going to jail or a mental hospital. Which one do you want to go to?" And that's what he asked.
Oh my gosh, dude, these people. I saw this girl that was acting like she identified as a cat.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked her where she went out into the yard to go to the bathroom. The whole night, like everything. She's a cat.
Yeah.
They don't go to work. No, don't go to work.
Did she talk to him?
She did talk, yes.
Then she's not a cat.
Yeah, true.
All right. Can you lick your own vagina? Then you're not a cat. Okay.
Okay, moving on.
Well, I mean, I'm just being honest. It's like,
speaking of going viral,
there are things about a cat that you cannot replicate as a human being. Like if I drop you off the roof You know, if I push you off backwards off the roof, I doubt you're going to land on your feet. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you come over to my house and you poop in a box, that's the last time you're coming to my house, and you're taking the box with you when you go.
True. Yeah, don't do that.
I don't understand people like the
Mhm.
whole. This is probably going to get me in trouble, but the whole pronoun thing, okay? The whole pronoun thing about I identify as,
Uh-huh.
you know, it, she, he, she, them. First of all,
Yes.
you can't be a them. There's only one of you, okay? You got to be more than one person to be a them. But one of the things I don't understand is like those are their preferred pronouns. Well, why do you get a preferred pronoun? And if you do, then I should get a preferred adjective. Like you can't talk about me unless you're saying handsome or smart or funny or witty. You're not allowed to talk about me in any other way because those are my preferred adjectives. There's no such thing as a preferred pronoun. Okay? These people have lost their ever loving minds.
Yeah.
It's just I don't get society today.
Oh, yeah.
I don't understand somebody who thinks they're a cat, for example, and identifies as a cat. All right.
Mm-hmm.
They have a mental issue. And I don't think it's healthy as a society that we placate towards their mental problem. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you start doing that, where does it end? Like, oh, I don't think there's anything wrong with, liking little boys.
Exactly. It doesn't end. That's the next step.
Exactly. And you got to have lines in a society to be a civil society.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're just going to be an uncivil society, then why have rules or laws or anything? We'll just go around and it'll be like Fortnite. Everybody can just shoot each other and, there'll be one guy left. And it ain't going to be me because I keep drawing my weapon instead of firing. Okay.
Well, we played some Warframe last night, and it was a lot better. It was a little harder. Like I could tell it was getting a little more not harder.
Yeah, man.
Not the right word.
Especially we went to one where we had to protect this, I don't know, thing in the middle of the room.
Yeah.
And we had to do waves, and there's waves and waves of aliens coming. That one was pretty intense, dude. That one was because the aliens kept getting stronger and harder to kill, and we was in there. I think there was 4 or 5 of us, and I mean, we didn't make it. I think we made it to wave 4. I think is where we made it.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think so far of the game, though? Was it fun? Did you have fun?
It is fun. It's a little bit confusing as far as like the mods. When you go back to the ship and you do your mods or you update your arsenal and stuff like that, like I feel like if I need a tutorial anywhere in the game, it's in that area. And I need like a tutorial to watch or something like that about.
I think I saw one. I saw one.
Yeah, right now I'm just kind of pressing buttons and hoping I'm doing the right thing.
I think there's tutorials in the codex.
Oh, okay.
On everything. Like anything you want, like.
And I'm flying around this ship in space from planet to planet, and apparently I'm putting it together as I go. I feel like you ought to start with a working ship, but I'm having to like collect stuff and fix my ship as I go on through space. So
yeah.
That was interesting. I thought I was going to be a warrior, not a mechanic, but apparently you got to be a little bit of both in this game.
I asked Nathan about I can't remember what he called it.
Star Wars.
There's a Star Wars one that he told me about that we could try, and he said there was a campaign and player versus player matches, And then I asked him. He recommended Gears of War and this. Oh man, I can't remember the name of the other one. It was like Warhammer something. I'm not sure.
War Machine.
But Gears of War is definitely fun. Him and I started like I don't know if it was Gears of War 1 or whatever, but it has a really a good story. Like there's a good story going on that, and then you got to go do stuff, and then it's cuts
You
to the
don't
cinematics. You know what I mean?
you don't like the story that's going on in Warframe?
I don't even know what's going on. We're supposed to get something from Vor, and then I don't know what we're doing. We're trying to save the planets, or we're taking them over.
See, I feel like
I have no idea.
I feel like they could have made the game better and more, I don't know, user friendly. You know,
Mhm.
like I think I'm kind of lost in the story and everything myself, but
Yeah,
you know,
I think that's why I like the battle royales because that's easy. It's simple. There's one story. You jump in there and you last man standing. That's it. They know. That's it. There is a story. Actually, Fortnite has a story that goes along with the whole thing. They have these big events that happen where like stuff like a meteor hits the island and tears it up. There's a couple of monsters that come out of the sea and fight each other like in this big cinematic thing. They've had some really big events, big things happen. So that is a story that they follow, I guess, too. But and Apex is sort of the same way. Apex came from Legal or Titanfall. Do you remember Titanfall? Do you remember that?
I think we just got spammed in the comments.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple times.
I don't remember a Titanfall. No, I don't remember that. Like
Yeah,
I said, like my experiences with first person shooters has always been a campaign, like Far Cry, Call of Duty. You know, you have an objective to accomplish.
mhm.
The battle royales, it's not like they're not fun or whatever. It's just, you know, it's like you go from collecting stuff to all of a sudden intensity. You know, there's like
Yeah,
intensity. There's like intensity for
yeah.
3 minutes, and then boom, you go back to collecting stuff and running from the storm.
Most
I
of
feel,
them have.
I feel like the storm moves way too fast. All right, the storm needs to move in a lot slower than what it moves in.
It moves pretty quick. It does. Most of those games like that too have like they have the modes that we play where it's just casual or whatever, and then they have what's called like ranked, where it's supposed to be guys that you have the same exact rank as someone else. You start at the bottom, and as you play, you rank up. If you're not good enough to rank up, you kind of stay where you're at. You know what I mean? And it's supposed to level out. It's There's a big arguments on whether that's a real that actually happens, but that's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah, because I got like no rank at all, and I'm in there with guys like got 8 or 9 skins and all kinds of stuff going on. I'm like, what are you doing in here? They just want to kill some newbies, is what they want to do.
That's some of it. Yes, that is some of it.
It'd be neat if they did and they might have one. I don't know enough about Fortnite, but if they did a Fortnite with no storm, like you had the whole island for the entire game, that would be a blast.
They would never end. What do you mean? We'd never find each other.
It'd be like a big, huge game of hide and seek.
Yeah, I mean that's part. I mean that's the big argument is that's why people like the storm is because if there wasn't a storm, there'd be some guy land out in the very edge of the map. He'd camp out there the whole game till the very end, and it would be like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Because like there's this big streamer. He's a big time, very popular. His name's Camper Joe.
Yeah.
And that's what he does. He plays every game. He's the camper. He lands somewhere and camps out. That's what he does. That's how he plays every game. And it's like people make fun of people like that. Like it's like
Well, you could find
you're
other
a wuss. You're a wuss
you,
if you do that. Basically,
you could find other ways to, you know, you can find other ways to make it happen without doing the storm. Like instead of throwing, I don't even know what is it, 100 people go into the island.
Yeah,
You could throw 50 people in without a storm and 50 bots in that are, trained to go back and forth across the island checking places. You know what I mean? So you couldn't really camp out. You're going to come across somebody at some point.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I find it's interesting. It's interesting. It really is. You think, okay, I'm ready this time. I'm going to take some people out, and boom, you get clocked from behind, and because you were putting on a med kit or something like that.
Yeah. It's that's why I said one time watching streamers, and you were like, I don't know how anybody does that. You know what I mean? But that's how sometimes you can watch him. It can be like, how does he do that? Like that's unbelievable that he can move like that and still shoot somebody. Like, what's going on? Because after you play it, you're like, there's no way. There's no way. My fingers don't work that way. They don't. I need another hand. Like, how did he do that?
Yeah, I feel that way about some of the adventure games that I do, like Batman and stuff like that. Like there will be different combos that you can do. And it's like they give you like 800 combos, and they're all like hitting 3 buttons in different stuff, And
Yeah.
I've pulled off moves in Batman before and thought, how'd I do that? I couldn't even figure out how I did it or whatever.
I've been checking to see what the most streamed games are right now. And let me see here. Let's see if I can get back to the main screen here. Let's see. Pause this because it's gonna be loud. Let's go to browse. So right now looks like live channels. The guys. So there's Apex Legends. The guys. Let's see. Hang on a minute. How do I find? Let's see here. You got Grand Theft Auto. It's got 217,000 people watching it. You got League of Legends. Marvel Rivals. That's I was telling you about that one. Marvel's new game, and I've seen a lot of the popular streamers playing that recently. Of course, some of them get paid by them to play. You know what I mean? Like if you play my game for a couple of days and say you like it, we'll pay you. You know.
I'm willing to do that deal with anybody who wants to do that deal.
Well, yeah, definitely.
I don't even care what the game is. Bring it on.
There's some Rainbow Siege. It's like a 5-on-5 or 6-on-6, but you're in like a building and you can like shoot through the wall and stuff, and it's like more realistic.
What's the one that Tom Clancy had a hand in doing?
That's Rainbow.
That's
Rainbow
what I thought.
Yeah. And they've made a few of those. I've never played one.
I take it the gaming industry is a lot like the movie industry. Like not a lot of original ideas. Pretty much we just recycle the same ideas into different game formats. Like you were talking, like, you got campaigns, you got battle royales,
that's two. There's a bunch of different kinds. I just don't know them all. Those are the ones I like.
Yeah.
So, I don't know the other ones, but there's so many games, man. So many games.
Yeah, I keep meaning to go in there and look into racing games. I want to do some racing.
No, except like I used to play Gran Turismo.
I was thinking more like dirt bikes. They got anything on dirt bikes? Like
sure.
You got me thinking about Excite Bike, man.
Here's the 20 best racing games on PS5. Here you go.
All right.
Gran Turismo 7. So see, I told you I used to play Gran Turismo. I think it was like 2 or something. That's a good one though. You have like a car. It's probably crazy now. You can get all kinds of cars and deck them out, and then you race these tracks. I don't see a bike one. Oh, here's a Moto GP 23. It looks like those racing bikes. You know what I mean?
Like the ones they lay down in the curves on and stuff.
Yeah.
Crotch rockets.
Yes. Yeah. And that's about it. The rest of it, there's off-road one. There's
Off-road, that might be cool.
it's
What's the one that they had for a while that you I think I even owned it for a little bit. But you would drive your car and crash it and see how far you could toss the crash test dummy.
say again?
Like, you know what a crash test dummy is, right?
Mhm.
Right. There'd be one in the car, right? And
Mhm.
you race these tracks. And when you had a wreck, your guy would come flying out of the car and like
Mm,
and
I
then
sort of-
they had a couple of games where you actually launched your guy out of the car.
I do remember that. I don't remember anything else about it though.
I cannot remember the name of that game. It was crazy.
I do remember that. Anyway, all right, man. Anything else before we get out of here? Yeah.
No, not that I can think of. I did happen onto a Kentucky podcast that kind of pissed me off, but we can save that for another time. That's all right.
Oh. Okay. Save that for tomorrow's opener.
Yeah. Who do
All
they
right, well,
do they play tonight?
I don't think they do. I think they have a bye or something. They don't play till Saturday.
No.
Yeah, like we do before at the end of every show, we want to talk about our mental health and make sure that you are checking on yourself, checking on your friends, checking on your family. And if you are struggling or know anybody else is struggling, there's a national hotline that you can call 988. Get some help. They have the resources that you might need, and don't do life alone.
Yeah. Life's not is not as bad as you think it is. If you've gotten to the point where you're actually thinking about taking your own life, you got to find some perspective somehow. You need to talk to somebody. That's what they do at the Crisis Lifeline. They talk to you. You just got to find some perspective. I was thinking about this last night when I got in the shower. So I got in the shower and I flipped the water over to hot, because that's how you start your shower. You start, it's running out of the faucet. You haven't brought it out of the shower yet. It's running. You're getting it warm, And I was standing there and I'd had a long day. Okay. We pushed the podcast back to 5:30 because I had a big day at the post office. I had like 12 certifieds. I was running my butt off all day long.
Mm-hmm.
And traffic was not helping me out. By the time I got home, rush hour traffic and all that. So it was a little bit irritating. And then I got in the shower before the podcast, and because I've been out in 17-degree weather and I wanted to warm up. So I'm standing there and the cold water is running on my feet. And I said to myself, golly, this takes forever. Why isn't the hot water here yet? Come on, And then for some reason, it was probably Jesus, tapped me on the shoulder and said, what about the kid that's drinking out of a ditch right now? Or the kid that doesn't even know what hot water is.
Mm-hmm.
That 30 seconds that I stand waiting at the microwave, and I think it's the longest 30 seconds on the face of the earth.
I know, right?
And some kid's going to eat out of a dumpster tonight. It's all about perspective. Life is not as bad as you think it is. I promise you. And whatever you're going through, it'll be over. At some point, it's going to end. Whatever trauma, whatever situation you're going through, it's going to end at some point, and things are going to get better. Sun's going to keep coming up.
Yep.
Doesn't matter if Orange Man Bad's in the office or not. Sun keeps coming up.
All right, man. Well, guess I'll watch the game and then maybe play some games after the game or something. So
yeah, do you think on February 1st when Cal walks into Rupp wearing red, do you think he's going to get booed, or are they going to actually applaud him?
I think they'll probably boo him.
Do you think that is the majority of Kentucky fans? That
I don't know.
Or do you think, because like
it may just be the online ones are the loudest. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like the guys that have a voice, you know, are out there screaming about it. You know, I don't know if that's the generic Kentucky fan or not.
Yeah,
I'd be interested to see what the reaction is, because what they ought to do is give him a standing ovation, because not only did he win you a national championship, but he was loyal and dedicated to your team for that long. And you can't be loyal and dedicated to him for 5 seconds after he walks out the door. It's pretty freaking low. It's pretty freaking low. I mean, I've witnessed a lot of crappy things in my life, but Kentucky fans lately are taking the piss. That's all I can say.
Okay. All right, man. Well, let's get out of here and we'll go watch some basketball. Maybe I got to feed the dogs, make some dinner.
Yeah, I'm surprised mine aren't in here begging.
You inspired me with taco night last night. I went and made tacos after we got off, so I made tacos, and I think I got some leftovers maybe. And then I finished season 2 of Reacher, by the way, and pretty good. I watched the trailer for season 3. I'm like, looks pretty good. So
yeah, now I'm in that dilemma right now to where, like, do I wait for the season to end so I can binge watch the season, or do I
there wasn't any new ones on there yet.
Oh, I thought it came out like the 19th or something. Like
it just says coming soon.
No,
all it said. So there's not any out yet.
Maybe it was February 19th. It might have been February 19th.
I don't know. Let me see here. I'll look it up.
That's the problem I have with these shows is you keep, like, we can't mass produce these. You know, this is a good show. You can't put out 25 episodes for me. Come on, man.
February the 20th.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I had my months mixed up.
Yeah. February the 20th, it says. So a month away.
And it'll take them 8 episodes. It'll take them 2 months to get all the episodes out if they do 8 episodes again. So it's February, March, April. So like end of April, I'll be ready to watch Reacher season 3.
All right, man. I'm gonna get out of here. I will catch you later, man.
There's another good one if you're interested, and it's called called Tomorrow World. No. I'm gonna have to look it up now, but it's got Chris Pratt in it.
Okay.
I'm gonna look up the name and I'm gonna text it to you, and you watch the season of that. And I don't even think they're bringing back a second season, which just kind of ticks me off because it is really good.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
No. No. That's all I got, man.
All right.
Hogs rule, Kentucky drools. Peace out.
Peace out.
Thanks for watching our show. Remember to subscribe for more shows on the network. Smash the like button, share, and comment.